Hi, everybody. We're so excited to see you guys today. It's a big day energetically, and we have 3i Atlas that's extremely close to the Earth today. Who knows what that will bring? We have the new moon happening. And I know there's something else that I'm missing, but there's a lot of stuff happening right now. And energetically, people are kind of a little bit overly wired. So I thought we could just get everybody grounded first. And then sometime during the broadcast, we're going to go ahead and help everybody with their energetic field today. So if you can just take a deep breath, and we're just going to get into just a very short grounding exercise. I want you to imagine that your feet are on the ground. So imagine that you're standing next to a redwood tree and your feet are on the ground in that loamy soil, that soil that's full of fallen leaves and moss, and you're barefoot. And I want you to grow roots from your feet, and they're going to intermingle with that redwood tree. Okay. So you're going to get all that grounded energy from the tree and from the soil. And just really feel that. Feel the moistness of the soil. Feel the tree at your back, or maybe you're holding on to the tree. And just feel how comfortable that is to just hang out with that tree right now. And take a nice deep breath and just breathe it in. And feel that. And put your hand on your heart. And then put your other hand over the top of it. And breathe in and out one more time. And then we're just going to stay in this space of calm for the rest of the broadcast.
And I forgot to do something, Sister Honey, because this energy is so intense. And I love you all, but let me do that real quick, and I'm going to hand it right back over to you.
Okay.
But tonight is the Energy Body Reset Live. We are going to rest, reground, and reclaim coherence. And I can assure that a lot of you are wanting to do that. I surely am. And Sister Honey is going to help us all do that tonight. So make sure that you share, like, comment on this. This is broadcasting live on all of Sister Honey's social media, all of Step Into Your Power's social media, and all of my son Tommy Truthful, which is my son, social media. And also he's had some surgery today. For those of you knowing in the community, or yesterday, I'm sorry, make sure that you keep him in your prayers for a quick recovery, because we need him back, but he can't talk right now. So back to you, Sister Honey.
Okay, so if you're having some sort of issue today, I see there's somebody that's got pneumonia right now, and Tommy obviously needs a little bit of energy. Let's just imagine that the ether can provide extra energy to everybody that is having a hard time at the moment, and really help them release whatever it is that they don't need. So imagine like a beam of light is coming over them, and just say to the universe, it's time to just allow all that light to come in and allow it to push out the things that we don't need anymore. And that's like fear, illness, all those things that a lot of people are purging out. It's really important right now to just support yourself energetically.
Yes, I am doing so much more ground. Well, first of all, I got the grounding sheets like my son told me. So I've been sleeping on those now for, I think, a couple months, and they've really helped tremendously. But on top of that, I have my grounding mat underneath my desk, and I've been stepping on it a lot. I've been feeling, let's talk about this 3i Atlas, Sister Honey, and what is the effect of it. And we have a new moon today also. And then we've got the solstice coming up. We're still in the 12-12 9-day portal window. So, wow. I mean, it is really exciting, but it is intense for a lot of people because I see, that happening in the community. I see a lot of people having, a rough time of it.
Yeah. A lot of illnesses popping up because there's things that need to be purged out. There's a lot of drama coming up because that needs to be purged, seen and purged. So just really kind of taking care of yourself is super important, and not feeling like you need to rush around or do anything that is not that urgent. Like, unless you need to go to, I don't know, go and see someone because your body needs help or whatever, I would just take it easy, because a lot of things are going on energetically and it's pushing at the body right now.
Yeah, it is. And we are now on the 19th of December. We have very little time left in 2025. As you and my son have talked about multiple times and actually done a video, and people should go see that video about the fire horse. And
Yeah.
that is entering in February 17th. So really, myself personally, besides breathing and meditating and really relaxing and loving on myself, I'm also organizing and structuring the business and my personal stuff, and really looking at my column exercises to clean up the different areas of my life that are the things that aren't serving me. Why I'm still going through this time period.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very intense time period. And 3i Atlas, I believe, is started out as kind of a, I don't know, a program, and now we actually have some beings that have agreed to be 3i Atlas, the ship. And we'll just see how that shows up for people. And we'll see what happens. But there's so much energetically going on with Atlas the being. I mean, he's definitely utilizing these energies. And then Neptune and Saturn are utilizing these energies, and that comes in with the new moon. And they're all beings. So these are all enormous consciousness beings. And they're here to help us get through the ascension, but also to guide us and sometimes push us through. And it doesn't always feel good because there's a lot of programming in the subconscious mind and also just in the body that needs to be purged out. And purging is not very fun.
No.
No.
No, but breathing is so important. The breathing, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the ocean in my place in the Dominican Republic. Cindy and I are both looking forward to that. And but if you can get out on the grass, or you have a grounding mat, or whatever you can do to ground, you need to be doing it. And breathing is so important. And drinking lots of water, and having a copper bottle. And guess what? Giving thanks for the water and putting light into the water and putting energy in the water and blessing your food. And all of those things are really super important. I mean, you were talking, Sister Honey, that these planets and these things are beings. Well, if you read and again, we have a limited access to the books of Enoch, which there was 366 of them, and we only have access to, I think, 2 or 3. But just in those, you understand that these different entities are beings.
Yeah.
All of these things are beings. And so it's really, because they have to have that soul and, intelligence and all that to do what they're doing. So all of this is all of this frequency is increasing. And you said we're even going to have this into the fire horse, right? You feel that this is going to continue to flow this way as we go into the fire horse.
Probably into March.
Into March past.
Yeah. Yep. Because the fire horse will reveal everything. The fire horse, the personality of the fire horse is, we're not putting up with anything we don't like anymore. We're going to create what we want. So it's a very sovereign energy and very fast. And fire is creation.
It is.
So,
It is. But this isn't going to stop. This is only going to accelerate. This year coming up is going to be very exciting, but also these things that are not serving us are going to be crumbling faster. And a lot of disclosure is going to continue to come up, even accelerated at a faster pace. And what I would say to everybody is, don't get caught up in all of that. Like, I weed my garden on my social media. I would only be on stepintoyourpower.com, the community there, if I didn't have to do business and bring more people to it, right? I would only be there because I love the information in it. I mean, I participate in that more than any other social media platform out there. And the ones I do participate besides that is because I need to do it, because I got to help bring more people here. And that's why we're doing what we're doing now twice a month with these lives. One is the portal is open that we did on 12/12, which was amazing. And if you didn't watch it, go to our YouTube channel, click on live, and you'll see it there, the recording of it. And then this one here, the energy body reset, which is important that we can help people. And of course, answer questions. If you have questions, put them into the comments, but help people get reset and understand what they need to do in order to thrive through this. Because you know as well as I do, Sister Honey, a lot of people are dying through this. And some people are just barely surviving through this. But you can survive through this if you do
thrive.
what you need to do. Yes.
Yeah.
Thrive through this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's this comment popped up and I want to show it. So, hi, I'm down with my back. Does this mean anything? It does. So if you guys are having a hard time right now, it's about some shift that's happening within you. And you may want to go look up what different parts of your body mean for different emotions. So the back is usually holding on to emotion. The liver is holding on to anger. Like the back is like, I'm hiding from it. I don't want to deal with it. The liver is anger. The kidneys are fear. Like there's different things that are going on. And the best thing to do is help your nervous system as much as you can. Yeah.
Yep. And love on yourself. And the sister said about allowing your body to purge, but tell it to do it with grace and ease, and remember you're in control. Now, you see Sister Honey talks about that all the time, and about loving yourself. And I talk about actually, blessing your energy fields, blessing your heart, blessing your lungs, blessing all of these things. Spending the time in the morning, taking that time, because no one owns your time but you, and making sure you're going through what you need to go through in order to thrive through this. This is going to be very exciting and intense. Years, not months, not weeks, not days, but years. Pluto is in Aquarius again, and we are going through massive transformation in every pillar of society. And this is going to be very fun. I'm going to have some fun, and Sister Honey's going to have some fun, and my son Tommy, and a lot of folks that we're hanging out with in the community and here in social media world, we're all going to have some good fun. But some people aren't. And what we're trying to help you all with here is letting you know what we're doing, not trying to tell you what to do, but letting you know what we're doing to handle this, to deal with this.
Yep. There's a lot of sinus stuff too. I just saw. So the two glands that we have in our head, the pineal and the pituitary, are in the midst of upgrading. But you also want to remember that the sinuses are like a cave that just goes on and on around, the head, deep back into the head. So, and I'm not a doctor, but I love the nebulizer and putting things like peroxide and, colloidal silver, but peroxide that has no preservatives. So just kind of thinking about what can I do for myself? Ask ChatGPT, ask the internet, ask your friends, what can I do to get rid of some of this stuff? Because that's a big thing, post nasal drip. It's not fun.
No, and you're going to feel that kind of stuff as your frequency's increasing. These things come up, and you got to deal with them.
Yep.
You just have to deal with them. And all of us are dealing with stuff. We're all dealing with stuff. But again, you look at my desk and Sister Honey's desk, I got all my crystals out here. I got my EMF blockers all over the place. I got my salt lamp. I got my grounding mat. I take action. Lots of action. Because why? Because you're going to watch Brother Jimmy and Sister Honey and my son and others thriving through this like no one's going to even believe it. Why other people are having a fit. Because why? They're not doing what they need to do. They're not doing what they need to do. So you really got to pay attention of what you need to do. And I was seeing somebody put something about words. I mean, look, words, spelling, spells, I get all of this stuff. Okay. But don't you think for 1 second the divine point of origin, source, I call Heavenly Father, Creator, Infinite Creator, Source, there's many names, doesn't understand what your heart is saying, regardless of the words coming out of your mouth. Yeah. And again, the word game has been set up for what? To divide and conquer. That's what all of this has been set up. The numbers that they've turned around, the good numbers that they've took for evil, the symbols that they've took for evil, the words that they've took for evil. We own those. And don't think for, again, 1 second, the divine doesn't know what your intent is, regardless of your words. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, Brother Jimmy, don't get into the word game. I just don't believe in it. And, I did declare and decree, and I manifest stuff faster than a speeding bullet. And I do that because of why? Because I've been doing what I need to do to make that happen. I've been working on myself for decades. Decades. And not just this lifetime. I can't even tell you how many lifetimes. Right? I know we have a lot of old souls here right now that are here for the purpose of being the light to bridge people from the darkness into the light. Well, we got to take care of ourselves, right? It's like being on an airplane. If you don't put that oxygen mask on yourself, how in the world are you going to help other people? So make sure you're doing what you need to do. Sister Honey, run them through a day of what they should be doing as they're going through this energy. Like, what are you doing?
What do I do? I try and just take a few moments as soon as I get up and ground my own energy. I don't always succeed because I have a person, my husband, who kind of wakes up like he's in the Jack in the Box. He's a Jack in the Box. He's like, bing, I'm awake. So I'm not as fast as that. So I try and just sit for a minute in the bed. As far as meditation and stuff, I really don't do it. I'll be honest. And I've been doing that kind of stuff for a long time, and I don't feel engaged in doing it right now. I pull the things from the astral plane that I was doing in the night, and those come in with me when I wake up. So I'm looking at that stuff. So really you want to do whatever's going to make you feel good, and you want to kind of set up your day. So I would say think about what makes you feel good. And if that's 10 minutes of quiet, then do that. But when you do it when you first wake up, that's the best, honestly. And then it kind of sets up your day. And if you can do some movement in the morning, I love to have a sauna in the morning if I can. So I love those portable infrared saunas because they're cheap and they last a long time and they really help your body. So just doing things that matter for you for the first couple hours of the day and not getting into anything that's like stressful. That really sets up your day to be much better than if you hit the ground running. I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and and I don't want to say, I don't like to put everybody's even,
Yes.
but you've been doing this a long time. I mean, a long time,
A
right?
long
So
time.
at a long time, not this lifetime, but many lifetimes. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it's important for that. Because like when I get up in the morning, I will have a conversation with my wife, Cindy, say good morning to her, give her a kiss. We'll have a conversation. And then she brings me some coffee because I like coffee. You know, it doesn't hurt me, it doesn't bother me. You know, I
Me too.
neutralize it, all any harm things. I like the coffee. But then I'm in this office, which is my sanctuary, which is my room of positivity, where no one is allowed to come
Mhm.
unless they're in a positive vibration, because I don't allow it in here, and they can't handle it in here anyways. And then I will do in the morning, I have my crystals and my rocks, and I have a routine where I hold them and I do breathing, conscious breathing that helps me, because each one of these crystals and rocks, depending on which ones you need to have, I'll end up having about 20 of them.
I better not count because it's
You better
very,
not count,
very
right? But
naughty. Hundreds of rocks.
you have hundreds. But the difference between Brother Jimmy, and I'm talking about myself and third party, and Sister Honey, is that I only want the ones that I need to utilize for my blueprint. That's it. Because I created a blueprint
Yeah.
that I run. It literally, before I put this necklace on that Brother Vaughn put together for me, which is beautiful, blue tiger
It
eye
is.
with
Yeah.
hermite. It's just amazing, amazing energy, amazing stuff it's doing. I will put this necklace in the middle. I have these around it. I have these things I got to hold in my left hand and right hand, these stones. And then I do affirmations and I do breathing for a
Mhm.
couple minutes. And that I go through that routine. Then I go through my declarations for everybody, for my family, for the world, for all of it. It takes me about 30 minutes. Then I go through my affirmations and step in your power. It takes me another 5 minutes. Okay. Then what do? I do about 30 minutes of breathing. I do the tapping. Sister Honey showed you this tapping. Hit 15 times, 15 times, 15 times, 15. But then I also been doing tapping here, under my eyes, here on the side, down. I do tapping, and then I do Tai Chi Gun. And I go through all that, what you see on Tai Chi, all that motion. And I get fired up. Okay. I'm lit. You know what I mean? And then my wife will bring me some oatmeal. And then my beautiful grandson will come in and smash open my door and say, Grandpa, I'm here at 2.5
Nice.
years old. Wearing 4-year-old clothes, by the way, at 2.5 years old. I'm here, Grandpa. What's up? And then I'll give him some loving and I get into it. The first thing in the morning before he even gets here, I go step into your power community. By the way, join for free, step into your power. If you're not part of the community, become part of it. It doesn't cost you anything. Just come in and be part of it. But I'll go in the community. I'll love on people's posts. I'll comment on people's posts. I first check the prayer request. Not prayer is religion, but sending people light and love, like Sister Honey sends gel, and really helping people.
Mhm.
Listen to our last collective prayer live, which only you can get access to is if you're free in the free community. But I do that. I start filling my positive energy bucket. Why? Because I'm overflowing and I'm helping other people because I'm overflowing. I'm not taking from what I need. I'm creating so much that it's helping my family, it's helping the community, it's helping others. So that's what I do in the morning, and I actually enjoy it. I love it. And the only time that I miss it is if I've got to get up at 3 o'clock to go for a flight to go back down to Dominican Republic. I seen somebody in here talking about the patches from our, and by
Yep.
the way, the patches of the Purify patch. Where was that at?
I just put it up.
Okay, yeah. And so where this is all headed in the future, we're working on the quantum energy wellness side, which these patches are a big part of it. But we have patch technology for feeling good, for calm, for anxiety, so for vitality, anti-aging. So a lot of that stuff will be rolling out in the future. And one of the things is to get people to use, frequency technology, light technology, sound technology. And I can't say anything else because we're broadcasting on all these social media platforms. But look, when you're an energy being and you're using frequency technology, whether it's delivered by frequencies, light, or sound, which all of that produces frequency, right? Frequency formulations like we have that goes into your skin. It's really important to do that because it helps you tremendously. And I mean, I've got this focus on one right now. I've got, where's that one at? I got that one on right there, and I got the band on. So again, I am a firm believer in doing what I need to do to serve my highest purpose and increase my frequency. Back to you, sister.
Yeah. Yeah. I wear the bracelet during the day. And lately I've been using the sleep patches a lot. I really like that I'm not taking another pill. So I take a lot of supplements, and it definitely helps me. So that's wonderful. But it's nice to just slap something on your skin and then just pull it off in the morning. Or, if you're using something else, because there's a lot of different patches, to just be able to take it off and you haven't ingested another thing, which is kind of cool. Because I have a little bowl that I put all my supplements in the morning. It's like this little tiny bowl. And my husband is like, whoa, that is a lot of supplements. So half my coffee is used up just getting all the pills down.
It's important, though.
Yeah, it's important. It really does help a lot. Yeah.
It's important. My drawer right here on my right-hand side is full of my supplements. Then my top drawer is full of my sprays and my drops. Because I look at my wellness category and I look at what's serving me and what's not. And not that I'm, like 100%. I mean, it's Christmas is coming. Cindy, her excuse for chocolate chip cookies or muffins or whatever, she goes, "Oh, you can buy a 2-for-1." And I'm like, if they're on sale because it's the holidays or it's the holidays. I said, well, we usually don't feel good once we get done eating them. And one of the things that you'll notice is that as your frequency increases, these bad foods don't really jive with your body anymore. So it's important to wean off of them.
It really is. And seed oils and sugar are probably my least favorite things. And there's a lot of other things that don't work that well, but those two are really like the worst, I would say. And that's hard to find stuff that's prepared that doesn't have them in there. So just really reading your labels is important, especially if you live in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Our food is in the US is probably by far the worst. Yeah.
Well, and I just heard somebody just put in the comments about magnesium. So this is a magnesium that you can look up the company. It's on Amazon or directly with the company. This has all the magnesiums in it.
Yeah, you want to take that.
All of them. So you can find a different kind. I'm not endorsing any. This is just one.
Yeah, but a multi.
I had 2 different types of magnesiums that I was taking, the glycate and the citrate. So me and my wife were looking for something that we could do that, this is what I take every day. I take 3 of these at night, and I got more, but I'm just going to show you the 2 core things because I have other stuff. Okay. I have CoQ10, but another one is these, I forget what the name of how this is produced, but it's produced in a way name. I forget what they say, but this is like the best way to they ferment the vitamins, all 100% organic,
Methylated.
methylated, right?
Yeah, that's what I take too, is methylated vitamins.
And I mean, you look at the amount of stuff in here. My goodness gracious! So between these 2 here, I take more, but it's so important to do it. And guess what? You are an electrical being. So if you don't have your minerals going in, your magnesiums and your vitamins and all of that stuff, well, it affects you in a negative way. So, I mean, those are really not expensive. I mean, I think one cost me $30 and the other one cost me $40. And what am I doing? Well, look at your grocery bill, look at all the bad stuff you buy, and replace that with the good stuff, and just keep doing that. But make sure you're on something solid with multivitamins, because like Sister Honey said, we have 10,000 ingredients in our food in the United States. Europe has 400.
Yeah.
You go to Italy, you were just in Italy, right? Sister Honey, Europe and all that.
So fabulous, the food. I could eat anything I wanted. And here I have to buy special bread, and I have to buy, like certain kind of milk products. And I can buy a lot of Italian. You can get a lot of stuff from Italy here, but I could eat whatever I wanted over there, and I didn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eating pizza up. I've got a percentage of Italian in me, so my son will tell you that. And I love some pizza.
Yeah.
But and pasta, I do. But over here, because they do whatever they do with the fortified green thing where they're spraying it with chemicals, saying that it's like good for you, and it's a lie. You go over to Italy, you eat pizza, pasta, it's like diet food. You lose weight. Over here, you blow up like a balloon. I mean, so it's going to be very nice to see things shifting, and they are shifting, but it's going to be a battle because all of these things feed each other. So, it's going to take some time, but at the end of the day, having some magnesium, having your multivitamin that covers the spectrum, and then anything that you need additional because of whatever your situation is, getting that. And then using energy wellness and stuff like that to really help yourself and blocking all of this negative frequency, neutralizing it and playing frequency in your environment, which we have in the community. And also we're putting on the quantum energy wellness where you can listen to it and it helps you. Back to you, Sister.
Yeah, I think if you can, so what you want to think about is, how does the body actually work? The body and everything else is created by thought or sound. So sound, but it's in your head. The sound is in your head. So when you think about something, when you speak something, you're creating. So everything that comes out of your mouth or is going on in your head is being created. And your body's made of light. The walls are made of light. Everything is. So really just thinking about that is going to help a whole lot. And it will change the way that you deal with yourself during the day, like every day. And it will really help you progress if you just focus on that thing. What am I saying out loud and what am I thinking in my head? And those 2 things are creating your reality. along with your subconscious mind, which is like a record. So that's when you notice yourself getting into a loop. That's your subconscious mind. And you really want to heal those issues if you feel that you're in a loop, because nobody wants to be in a loop anymore. I would like to do the energetic beef up. So if you guys would just take a breath for me, I want you to think about your feet again. And we're going to beef up your energetic field right now. And I'm also going to send out some energy that's going to help your intuition so that you know what to do for yourself as we go through this process. So what I want you to do is imagine your feet again. You're next to the redwood tree. Okay, you've got roots in the ground that are coming out of your feet. And I want you to imagine that there's energy coming up from the ground and merging with your energy and going out in a toroidal field out of the top of your head and then coming back down into your feet. So you are the center of a donut. So just imagine that energy. And right now, what I want you to do is imagine that you're making it stronger. So from the inside of you at your solar plexus, you're going to shine that light. So take a breath in and make that light spread out in your chest. And then breathe out. And when you breathe in again, I want you to spread that light beyond your body. And then when you breathe out, and then take another breath, you're going to spread that light all the way out to the edges of your energetic field. And I want you to make it more solid. If you see anything that you, or feel anything that like needs to be patched up, maybe you got in a fight with somebody recently, maybe somebody's been trying to take your energy, we're going to patch up all those pieces with that light and make it solid, like a balloon, but thick. Okay, that's your energetic field. And if you do that every morning, you're going to feel a lot better during the day. Walking around that way versus walking around, popping out of bed and feeling stressed. So take another deep breath. And we're just going to keep that energy field strong. And you can go ahead and open your eyes.
Yeah, that's so important, that morning preparation. Mm-hmm. And again, it's all about what you want to do and what feels good to you.
Yeah.
It's not about what I do or Sister Honey does or anybody around you does. It's you have sovereignty. You do what you feel, what your discernment feels. You know what you should do for yourself, right? And don't let anybody interfere with it. Don't let anybody violate your sovereignty, violate your energy field. Don't let them pollute your energy field. Mm-mm. You don't need to, but armor up. That's what Sister Honey's talking about right there. You need to armor up. You know, make sure that whatever you visualize, it happens, whether you see it or you don't.
Yeah.
When you speak, your words are powerful. You can shift things like you don't even understand. So make sure that you put your armor on in the morning so that you don't get affected by what's going on. And you have your place where you can go, your sanctuary. If you live with others, sometimes that can get chaotic, no matter how much love and light is in the home, things happen in life. Make sure you have that place. You have it. Maybe it's a closet. I don't know. An office, or an extra room, a craft room. We're outside on the bench. under a tree, in the field, wherever it is, make sure that you have it, because your peace inside here is more important than anything else. And I know one thing, I'll tell you, at 60 years young, I will not do anything moving forward that isn't in alignment with my higher self in the mission I'm here for. I won't tolerate it and I won't allow it. Right?
Yeah.
So Sister Tanya, she's manifesting something.
Yeah. I only manifest and create a neon green force field.
Beautiful.
Love it. Yeah. So whatever works for you, you guys, like everybody's an individual, and just use ideas and then tweak them to make them your own. You
Yes.
know, whatever you need to do for yourself.
Yes. Armor up. Yeah, armor up. It's important to do. And again, things are going to get super exciting, but also super scary for some people.
Yeah. And
Stay
don't
on the
get
super
pulled
exciting
in.
side.
Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. Don't get pulled into what somebody else is feeling if they're freaked out or what's going on in the world.
It's like, I love my son, Michael. He's my middle son. Tommy's my oldest son. Michael's my middle son. And Jimmy Jr. is my youngest son, who's 29. Michael's 33. And I think TJ is going to be 43 soon, actually next month. But he is glued to Alex Jones and Fox News and all of these things. Like, Dad, did you hear this? I said, I don't want to hear it because I don't care about it. I don't. These people are not over here in my house. They're not going to stop me from going where I'm going to go. They're not going to stop me from doing what I'm going to do. They can't. They have very little power over me because I don't let them have the power over me. I don't give them the power over me. I don't give them my energy. When you give your energy, you give your power. Don't give your energy to things that doesn't deserve it. And when you give your energy, you grow it. You grow it. So if you're giving your energy to something you don't want, you're growing it.
Yeah.
So stop feeding it your energy.
It's so true, Jimmy. Yeah, I mean, where your attention goes, the energy flows. And there's a lot of teachers that have said that for a really long time, but I don't really feel like people got it until recently. You know, it's such a easy idea, but because it's not physical and you can't touch it, people didn't really totally get it, I think, until recently. And it's like Wi-Fi. Everybody understands the Wi-Fi, but that's energy too.
Well, they might not understand it, but they know it works to bring them the internet, right?
Yeah.
Just like the cell phone works, they might not understand it, but it works and it brings them a call. The TV, if you just have regular TV, it's picking up channels from an antenna. So yeah, that's more real than anything. That's more real than anything. The energetic reality is more real than any other thing. And all things start from the energy body. So all unease in the physical body, let's just say it that way, comes from the energy body. It all starts in the energy body. And this is why I'm really super excited about the whole thing with what we're doing with Step Into Your Power, which is about personal empowerment, stepping into your power and guarding your energy, becoming the person that you came back here to be while you're here and focusing on your mission. And then what we're doing over at Quantum Energy Wellness, where we're going to be building out and hooking up all of these wellness centers around the planet that are at the cutting edge of technology with sound, with frequency, with all of that. Okay. That whole thing's happening. And then we're also putting together a public blog education to help teach people that energy is more real than anything. Okay, more real than anything, because we're all made up of it. If you look at yourself under the most powerful microscope, all you are is vibrating pieces of energy.
Yep.
You're a soul having a human experience. So it's really real, and it's only going to become more real for people than not over the next 19 plus years as we go through this Pluto in Aquarius. And people are probably thinking, why do you keep saying Pluto in Aquarius? Just go to ChatGPT, Gemini, Llama, whatever, and look at what goes on when Pluto goes in Aquarius for the last 2,000 years. And then look at the magnitude of the shifting and the crumbling and the renewing that happens in all the pillars of society. It's incredible. And this time is going to be bigger than any of those other times.
Yep.
What do you say about that, Sister Honey? What do you think? Think it
Well,
will be?
it is, yeah, it's massively larger because we're in a frequency now that we can't even go backwards into the negative frequency that we've been in, that most of us were born into. We can't even get back into that. Like, it's not going to exist, except for right now, it still exists in the body as we're releasing things from the subconscious mind. But nobody's going to be able to go back to that. Earth is going to be 5D. It is 5D already. Do we totally know it and understand it? No. But she is. She's very happy, and she's continuing to purge out the things that she doesn't want. And so are we. And this is the first time that people have ascended in their body. So think about that for a minute. What an enormous project we've taken on. And you guys chose to be here and be part of it. And I think it's a beautiful thing. So you have so much skin in the game, as they would say. And you're doing really beautifully because you're paying attention, obviously, to what's happening right now.
Yeah, and that brings in what we do with the Ascension Mastery. Mastering all the things that you need to optimize this ascension process for you. And again, it's different for everybody, but there's a lot of things that everybody does similarly that helps with it. Okay. And being able to do that, I'm going to show an image here real quick. The Ascension Mastery, your next sacred step. And this is for those of you that are in the community. And if you're not, that's fine too. But the Ascension Mastery helps us keep this community free for everybody. If you go into the community and you look at all of the tools and all of the things that are available for no cost, for zero, tell me where there's another place that has that kind of stuff that is there to help support people for 100% free. I don't see it. Maybe I don't know of it. And anybody that's in the community, and again, if you're part of Ascension Mastery, if you go to stepinyourpower.com and you click on Join Now, there's two selections. One is the community and one is Ascension Mastery. But Ascension Mastery has the community. So no one ever leaves the community. Even if they come in through Ascension Mastery, the membership, then you're still in the community. You still have access to the community. Or you just come in the community because you want to see what's going on and you want to participate. You never have to join an Ascension Mastery if you don't want to. But we're building a group of people within Ascension Mastery to be part of the new Earth building process. Sacred projects, okay? What we're doing with quantum energy wellness, what we're doing with Step in Your Power, 2 sacred projects. Sister Honey, we'll talk about that in a minute, but they are. And they're very important for the future. I mean, they're pieces of the puzzle, not that other people aren't doing similar things. They are. There's some people doing similar things. And maybe this sounds arrogant, but they ain't going to do them as good as we are. I promise you that much. And that probably was a little arrogant. Forgive me, Divine. But at the end of the day, I'm just I love competition. I mean, because it drives me to make things better, right? To make things better for for everybody. And I got to tell you, Sister Honey, the Step in Your Power community and Ascension Mastery, myself personally, since I've been involved in it, and you're doing a beautiful job in Ascension Mastery. I mean, just beautiful things going on in there. It's helped me tremendously. And I never thought that would be the case, when it first was built, that on such a personal level, it would touch me. And anybody who's part of Ascension Mastery, anybody who's part of the free community, in the comments, talk about it. Talk about it from your heart, how you feel. Again, we're not perfect, but we're going to do everything that we can do to make Step Into Your Power the most empowerment platform community on the planet and a communication hub. Okay. Talk about that a little bit, Sister Honey, about the community and what you see, because you were seeing something much bigger than me when we first got back together in this lifetime. When you came back into Tommy and my life, my son in my life. At first, when you were saying that, I wasn't questioning you, but I was like, okay, wow, all right. And now that I'm in this deep, these 8 months, I actually see what you've seen 8 months ago.
Yeah. So the original purpose of Earth was for communication. And this is a beautiful way to come together and communicate and get to know each other, and also find people in your own area. So you can do that and Step in Your Power. But another thing with Ascension Mastery is I feel like this is one of the only groups that you remain completely sovereign in there. You're not joining somebody else's project. You're learning how to create your own. And I think that's really important because everybody has their own perspective, and your project needs to be honored. And just having the tools for your own ascension process, and we dig in deep in there for that, but also having the tools to create your own project is another thing that we're working on. So if you do want to do something for the world later, you're going to have a foundation and tools. And that's what that's for, because we're the ones who are going to build the new earth, the people. It's not going to be a government. It's not going to be, somebody up there building it. It's going to be us building it. So we as a group are going to change everything when it comes to that. And there's lots of people that won't be in Step in Your Power that will still be doing that. But it's really a beautiful thing to come together and kind of let go of feeling like you have to do things a certain way because someone's telling you to. And instead, you're getting the tools to do it your own sovereign way. That's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, it's exciting. And I'm excited about the new year coming up and where we're headed and what we're going to be doing, because I've been very blessed over the years to build one heck of a network of patriots, me and my son and truth tellers and my teammates. And we're getting ready to bring this out to everybody and all people, all your folks, our folks, everybody, because it's so important. And some will resonate and some won't. And it's okay. It's okay. I had one person in Step in Your Power. Now they haven't participated. Okay. I mean, when I looked at their activity, they weren't participating. But they just are a loner, and they just felt like that is what they want to do. So hey, it's everybody's sovereign. Everybody can do whatever they want to do.
Absolutely. I love it. And I love how people are supporting each other as well. So even someone who keeps to themselves in there, they're going to feel the energy from everybody else. And they're going to feel that support. So, but don't be afraid to talk to other people in there. I think one thing that we forget, and maybe some people don't know, is that in the quantum, you're never actually separate. So in our mind, we think that we're separate when we're talking to each other online, but you're not. You're not actually separate. And there was I think it was a military study, but they had a military guy in a room and they took a swab of his DNA. And this was from Greg Braden. He brought it out first. And they took that swab 400 miles away and they sat this guy in front of a computer and they started showing him images. And he would react and his DNA would react at the same time. There is no separation. So I think that's important that we know that as we go forward, because we want to treat each other with love and respect, because everybody actually is a part of you when you think about it, because we're all one ultimately. But it's just really a lot of fun, all the stuff that's happening. And when you just step in and enjoy it, then it changes everything.
It does. And, keep an eye out for what we're doing over at quantumenergywellness.com/power. Keep an eye out because there's going to be a lot of educational stuff going up there for folks for nothing. So you can learn about energy wellness. And also, we're going to be starting the beta build of the entire Global Wellness Center network. And this is not people that are, they're on the cutting edge. We're not looking for people that aren't on the cutting edge. They got to be on the cutting edge. So, Sister Honey, I know we're pretty much out of time here. I'm going to go spend some time with my beautiful grandson and my wife and family. You want to close this up tonight? We love you all very much, of course.
Yes. Yeah. Just remember that we love you, that you need to be loving you, and that basically, like, everybody is so happy that you're here doing what you're doing right now. So just take care of yourself right now and love yourself through this process, because it's very intense right now. So just take care of yourself through that. And we hope to see you in the community. We would love to have you there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love you all.
We love you guys.